Well, hey, y'all, and welcome back to Cajun Country Living. Today is a day I've been waiting for months now. It has finally gotten dry enough to cut these overgrown hayfields. Me and the old dirt doctor is about to put these two tractors in the wind. I will have to say that this is drastically better than how we used to bale hay whenever I was younger. The days of air-conditioned tractors and newer equipment was not even in our vocabulary, let alone round bales that could be handled with a tractor instead of by hand. Nope, just hundreds and hundreds of square bales, all carried by hand. You know, even though this modern way is much faster, more efficient, dramatically easier on our bodies, I can't help but miss the old times when all of us boys would get together and work until we couldn't even stand. It was a time to hear the stories from our elders, how much harder they had to work than us, and occasionally them sharing a story about their youth that some of the others really didn't want told.
Y'all know that we love a good project out here, but what we don't love is dragging around heavy, underpowered tools. That's why we're here trying out the Wild Badger 40-volt cordless lawnmower. And y'all, so far, this thing is insanely impressive. This thing is powerful and efficient with a brushless motor that cranks up to 3,400 RPMs. That is 20% more power with up to 30 minutes of runtime in just one 40-volt battery. And y'all, whenever it's time to charge, you're back in action in just 60 minutes, so you're not stuck waiting around all day to get this finished up. It's got a 5-point lever that allows you to switch from 1.5 to 3.5 inches, so you can dial in the perfect cut no matter what your yard looks like. The 11-gallon collection bag cuts down on clean out time as well. And once you're done, this thing folds up in just 5 seconds. Compact, easy to store, and way easier to move around than a big old gas mower. If you're looking for a solid cordless mower that gets the job done and doesn't wear you out, y'all check out the Wild Badger Power 40-volt. We'll drop the link in the description and pin it in the comments, so y'all head down to the comments and check it out, and thank you Wild Badger for sponsoring this video.
It was an extreme heat competition. Who could throw the bales higher? Who could last the longest without water? And ultimately, it always happened after a good old heated argument broke out. Who would win the hayfield wrestling match beneath that beautiful, hot Louisiana sky? What a blessed way for a young man to be raised.
After you.
Give me lead. You ready? Yep. That should be plenty.
Okay.
All right.
There's the world's largest banana spider in here.
Them chickens will love that.
Jim Wayne, come put your face by it so they can see how big it really is.
That's a pretty good one. There's my thumb.
Why don't you put your face by it? So y'all are probably wondering why we're back out here at the chicken coop, and if y'all remember, we did a series on this, what, like a year-ish ago, maybe a little bit less?
Yeah.
And we've actually had chickens since before we even had a house. If y'all remember the original intro, how many chickens did we have?
I think we had 29.
29?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. So
When we first started.
yeah, I guess it would have been. So we had 29 chickens before we even had like any type of layout for our house. We built a little tiny chicken coop, just something that I really wanted. I think Jim thought that it was just gonna be a face, and here we are 5 years later.
Full-fledged chicken cooping.
With that being said,
We're chicken coopers.
yeah, we're chicken coopers. We're chicken tenders, actually.
That true.
So with that being said, whenever you live in the country and you have chickens, the inevitable is bound to happen. And sadly, it has happened multiple times to us. We've had a lot of issues with coyotes, fox, feral dogs. What else? Mink.
You name it.
Yeah.
Chicken hawks. Everything loves chickens, including me. And that can definitely be a problem. And it has slowly, a chicken here, a chicken there, a couple chickens, you know. It don't take long for your little E-I-E-I-O situation to get depleted. Don't take long at all.
So the other day, we ended up having something get in the chicken coop from this teeny tiny little spot, and I guess that's where we figured it up to be. In the back of the chicken coop, it's not even probably 3 inches. It's teeny tiny.
Well, it's the thickness of a 2x4. It's 2 5/8 inches is what it is. That's how big the gap is.
So it got in there and it killed all but one of our chickens. Our OG out of the 29 that we had, Rojo, was our only one left, and they ended up even killing our rooster. So RIP to Rojo, but it is part of the process. It is what it is, and we're gonna try to make do with our one chicken right now. So we do have a run. That's what we moved out of the way a minute ago, but the wire on it is, what do they even call that?
It's a chicken wire. It's a poultry wire, but it is designed to keep chickens in, not keep predators out. It is a really, really thin, tiny wire, and if something wants in there, it's gonna get in there. This, on the other hand, they're gonna have some dull teeth and claws by the time they get through it.
I'll put the link to what this is in the description. We got it off Amazon. I actually got it on sale for the whole roll. It was like $60-something, which is crazy cheap for this kind of stuff. It's the coated, it's not gonna rust, we're not gonna have issues with it. And we have this leftover actually from the chicken coop. So this works out perfect. So we need to figure out a way that we can put our door in that we have for the chickens and make it where they can go into the run, but be safe all at the same time.
Now, let me tell you about old Rojo. Rojo was a huge rooster, but he had a really good temperament. He'd never even act like he wanted to jump on either one of us. And he tried to take care of these hens all the way to the end. So I'm really pretty bummed because we got really attached, and we do that. We get attached to these animals, and it's hard not to do that. And you take care of them, and it's just a hard thing not to get that attached to them. We try to go that extra mile to make sure everything stays healthy, happy, and safe. And this time it just didn't work out. And whatever got into this thing was really sly, but it was greedy. It didn't just get in there and take a chicken to eat. It just went in there and tried to kill them all. And which is why we have to beef up security around Cajun Country Livin Homestead.
So we're first gonna start by putting this piece up against the edge of this chicken coop, and we're gonna tuck a lot of this in, but we need to cut it off at some height. We are gonna eventually put our door in, which is gonna be more on that end, on Jim's side, but we can always cut through this wire and get that figured out after we get this wire put in place. So I actually got this tool, and I'm excited to see if it works or not.
One of the bad things about dealing with this heavy hardware cloth is you have to cut each and every little wire, and it takes a long time. We have seen people cut it with this. We've watched the videos, never used it before. We just put it together, slapped it on here. So we're all going to see together if this actually works. If this actually works, it's going to be a game changer. You might have cages around here for everything. Look at that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all was wondering if these, this is actually designed to cut tin, metal roofing, things like that. But if you've ever wondered if it would really cut this thick hardware cloth, man, this is, look at this. I mean, you got to wiggle it around a little bit, but it just flies through it. Look at it. How cool is that?
Oh my gosh, it's gonna make this job so much easier.
I believe it is. I kind of don't want to stop cutting it. So we're going to tuck this wire up underneath this chicken house and just roll it up and staple it to the bottom here. And the thought process behind that is if something gets under here and wants to dig through to get to this chicken run, they're going to be digging on wire instead of digging into the dirt. I think that's going to be plenty. Yeah, because I'd rather not, if we don't have to cut this to put that door in later,
Yeah.
I'd really like to not have to do that.
I'll make it a lot easier. Okay, well let me come down there and hold it while you shoot it in.
Okay. Now, if you're wondering why we didn't go all the way to the outside edge of this, it's because our run is not as wide as this building. So we really don't have to go all the way to the outside edge because we're going to have to fill this in with another piece later on. Because like we said, it's nowhere near as wide as this whole building.
Flip it over and make it a lot easier.
Oh, is it going to be enough?
I bet it is. It's just really, really tight. So for the sides, we're just gonna take some good old zip ties. So we left off with y'all whenever we were just finishing up putting this thicker wire around the chicken coop. We went that high all the way around this run. Even in front of the door, we didn't cut out for it because we can just step over it. But if it becomes a problem, we can always just cut it out and have the door set separately. The other thing that we added was a chicken door. Now y'all, I have actually never heard anything good about a chicken door. We've had some friends that have installed them and they just seem to never work right. So we will be giving y'all the update on that. So far, so good, but time will tell. Now Galena right here is our one chicken that we had left. And she has loved being able to be back outside. Yesterday, she was flipping and flopping in the dirt. She's laid on her back, just soaking it in. So we can't just have one chicken for this whole chicken run. And we were talking to Jim's mom and dad who we had gave some of our eggs. Well, they had actually incubated them and hatched, I think like 13. And they said, why don't y'all just come and get them? They're from your chickens anyway. So actually this ended up working out. So all these little bitties that y'all are seeing are from our chickens, which it's crazy how things always end up happening. There's always a reason for everything, and choosing to incubate some of our eggs whenever we all didn't know that this was going to happen to our chickens ended up working out just perfect for us. So it was super kind of them, and thank y'all so much for even gifting us these chickens, but we sure do appreciate it.